Dr. Hannah Dostal, and I'm here to share information with you about your young readers at home. Here's our question. What can I do at home to set my young deaf child up for success in reading and writing? I love this question. Thank you for asking it. The best thing that you can do for your child is surround them with reasons to read, surround them with reasons to write, so that they have many positive experiences with both reading and writing. These positive experiences, those will help them push through, even when reading and writing may get difficult in school. Students who have had lots of experience seeing their caregivers and other people that they care about reading and writing, they often have a stronger sense of why they might want to develop these skills themselves. And they're often more willing to persist, even when it becomes difficult. They do this because they understand how these skills help them do things that they want to do. So even simple everyday things like finding the weather report, writing a note, texting a friend, or maybe looking up instructions so you can build something, or even more traditional literacy tasks like reading for pleasure or writing in a journal, all of those can be examples that students draw on when they're understanding the place of literacy in their own lives. By involving young deaf children in some of these tasks, by inviting them to create some of those texts with you, by noticing and praising their attempts at similar activities, all of that will help your child see themselves as competent. It'll develop their confidence. Therefore, it'll support their engagement with reading and writing in school. So for example, when a child scribbles lines on a page, instead of thinking of that as just scribbles, talk about it as writing, or use the writing in a task. Maybe you notice their scribbles already look like a list, or you notice how the scribbles might be standing in for a lot of different words the child can't yet spell, or maybe letters that they can't yet form. But you're always assuming it says something. You can ask them to read it to you. And then you could ask them if you can add to it. Can you add to their shopping list that they started? Or can you add items to the schedule that they're creating? In other words, don't wait until your child writes conventionally or accurately before you talk about or use their writing. This really matters because students who have had a lot of positive experiences with reading and writing outside of school, thus language experiences, they're more willing to engage and to practice and to keep going even when tasks are really challenging. I often think about how little kids sometimes will stand on the top of the shoes of an adult. They do this to take larger steps or to learn how to dance. Though they may not yet be capable of doing these things by themselves, taking a larger step or doing this dance move, but they can go through the motions and therefore they develop interest and they delight in the process. Difficulty arises for all of us at some point in literacy development, and we need fuel for those difficult moments so that we can keep going, that we can continue to engage in literacy. So that fuel can come from a large store of positive experiences that are shared with mature literacy users that the child cares about, such as caregivers and siblings. If your young deaf child uses American Sign Language or a signed language and you're still developing your proficiency of the language, or if your child is using spoken language and you're still navigating how to make spoken language as accessible as possible, I still encourage you to embrace the ideas that I shared as a way to set up your child for reading and writing success. As your child's caregiver, you engage with them often and in many contexts. You likely brush their teeth with them, you bandage their hurt knee, you help them learn to walk, and you likely have done this since they were just born or since they were very young. So you know them well. You know them better than most. So pair your shared experiences with your child with role playing and with purposeful eye contact and with gestures. Use pictures when you talk about what you read and write and what your child reads and writes. Continue these practices while you also continue to develop your own skill and as you learn what works best for your child. You've got this. So to sum up, at home, provide your young deaf child with many opportunities to engage with text of all kinds and make those experiences positive. Even when their reading or writing seems inaccurate or unconventional, praise your child's efforts. Read and write with them so they can engage in tasks that they're not ready for independently yet, and then help bridge the gap between their current skill and the kinds of reading and writing that they maybe want to do later. The more they read in the supportive environment now, the more comfortable and confident they will be when they practice it. Thank you so much for this question. Take care.
For more information about teaching reading, please visit readingrockets.org. Reading SOS is produced through a partnership of the National Education Association and WETA.